And we are live once again from the 2025 Whitman Baltimore Winter Expo, joined once again by one of our favorite guests.
The human firecracker.
Yes, he is the numismatic firecracker. He currently works at Stack's Bowers, and you still have John Kraljevich Americana, right?
Nope. Business got shut down a little over a year ago. I'm a full-time employee at Stack's
Full-time
Bowers.
employee at
Yes,
Stack's.
sir.
Please welcome Mr. John Kraljevich.
Thank you all. Good to be here.
Yes,
Thanks for having me. Yeah.
Thank you.
Easier to pronounce than the last guy.
Oh, yeah. That was a good one. Mike butchered, and I'm not even going to try it.
No, you won't. No,
I won't.
no, because it was bad. It was Shannon Rajkakul.
Easy.
Yeah,
There's no silent J in that or anything.
It just falls off the tongue.
Yeah.
Piece of cake.
So, John, I know that every time we come here, we see you do the news in the morning with Marty and all that stuff. Is that your favorite part of your job?
A coin show has always been performance art to me.
Okay.
Always.
Yeah.
I mean, I come from a radio background before I did coins, did theater and stupid stuff like that growing up. And to me, as a hobbyist, forget about a professional, this is a place where we can share our enthusiasm, right?
Sure.
And so sharing enthusiasm is a fun thing because you kind of get to take the limiters off a little bit. In a button-up environment, you have to be a little buttoned up. And here, we're just all the same level of coin dorks doing the same stuff. Whether you're the guy buying $1 million coins or filling in a Whitman album, we're all just coin dorks here, and we can kind of be ourselves.
Yes.
And the chance to kind of share that enthusiasm and share why we love what we do, we are lucky guys. My dad welded trash trucks for a living.
Yep.
I've never come to a coin show and left with maggots growing up my leg.
That's
so,
true.
as long as I'm doing that, I'm in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
So, being able to come here, it's fun. Sharing the enthusiasm is fun. And kind of getting to preach the gospel of numismatics a little bit is a real joy for me. So, I enjoy it.
And not to mention, get to handle some of the world's finest coins.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's Stack's.
It's pretty
definitely
awesome.
part of the job.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
One of the things I think that people really do feed off the enthusiasm. So like when we had Bianca Bart on, she's just an enthusiasm bomb. People give me the same kind of, they say, Mike, we really like, just your passion for stuff. So I think that really does make it easier to watch. It makes it more enjoyable to watch. And it's nice that we can kind of let our hair down and just be the people we are.
I mean, and we should be approachable. I don't care if you collect Jefferson nickel diver ideas out of circulation or, proof early dollars. We're all the same. We like the same stuff. We speak the same language. Right. So I like the fact that there's a leveling effect too,
Good. Yeah.
And you never know who you're going to bump into on the floor of one of these shows. You have some of the world's most advanced collectors walking around in the room, along with the guy that is after to fill his modern Lincolnson book.
That's exactly right.
It's amazing.
Absolutely. Yep. So one of the things that we've been talking about is technology.
Yes.
How does technology impact Stacks? And what do you see as the next big thing?
Interesting. Well, I mean, technology has always been sort of important to Stacks as a company, Stack's Bowers as a company, whether it be Coins in Motion, which is a, really great platform for seeing a coin's luster based upon pictures.
Yep.
There's no substitute for looking at a coin.
Right.
But Coins in Motion is pretty
close
cool.
as you can get.
It's as close as you can get. So
Absolutely.
we've got some pretty innovative, tech forward people on staff who are always trying to, come up with new technologies and softwares and things we can use. As a researcher, something like AI is exciting to me, not because it's going to ever do my job. No AI is never going to be able to sit down and catalog an $1804.
Right.
But for instance, last year sometime I was cataloging a rare 18th century metal, and I came across a handwritten document that ran several hundred pages that I thought might include a reference to the metal. Maybe yes, maybe no. It would have taken me 3 weeks to read this thing in the 18th century script.
Right.
I trained AI to recognize the script and had it produce me a type script, and then I could do a search for the word metal in there, and it took me 20 minutes.
That's amazing.
It's a huge labor savings.
Yes.
So we like to employ those technologies to make our jobs easier. It's never going to replace somebody.
No.
Maybe AI can learn to catalog an 81S dollar someday. That's fine. I don't want to catalog them anyway.
I tend to think of them like computers. When we first started with computers, they were just doing math.
That's right. Yeah.
And then they adapted to do other jobs that they do way better than we do. And
That's
I
exactly
think
right.
That's if we can rein in AI. There's the question.
That's a long conversation.
It's like
for
herding
sure.
cats.
It's a little challenging. So, AI is never going to be able to grade most things. It's never going to be able to write, fulsome paragraphs of narrative about historical items. I'm not concerned about that, but I think there's a lot of applications where we can use it to our benefit.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
I like it. I like it. I use it quite often as well, just for that exact purpose. It's stuff that the mundane, the non-interesting, and the stuff that can be done by a trained monkey, AI is really good at.
For sure. Or if you're, selling stuff on eBay, and you're loading up, inexpensive items, let eBay figure it out. Let the AI figure it out, and turn your talents and attention and concentration to something else.
Yes, it's put your talent to work where it makes you money.
Exactly.
Rather than just in having to get stuff done.
Yeah, exactly right. So now if I could just feed my entire library into AI,
that'd be fun.
And then ask AI where I put that book.
Yeah.
That
okay.
Sometimes I misplace.
Yeah,
things.
if I could use AI to find my car keys, that would be a really for me.
I think they have that technology. You can probably do that.
Yeah,
okay.
Good. Yeah,
Good
they have a little thing.
Probably do that,
The Stacks table here is just right over there.
Yep.
We were over there yesterday with Chris Carstead looking at some of the awesome stuff you guys have coming up in auction. Do you want to talk a little bit about some of these things that are coming down the pipe?
For sure. So we got the James A. Stack collection. That'll be sold in December. I got to do some pretty highfalutin coins for this sale. I got to do the brand newly discovered $1804.
Where the heck has that coin been?
Yeah.
It just how
does something like that just surface out of nowhere?
It didn't. It just didn't. So it's been in the same collection since James A. Stack, no relation to the Stack family, by the way. He died in 1951. It's been in his family ever since.
Okay.
So where was it before 1951? He was an active collector from like the mid to late 30s through his death. So it was acquired sometime, let's say 1936 to 1951. And I offer some suggestions on where it could have been in my 11,003 word catalog description that was finished at 5 a.m. on Monday morning.
Just a paragraph.
Just 19 or 20 pages, So yeah, long description. But where I ended up with it, where I think it came from, was with a particular mint official, mint director named A. Loudon Snowden. I think this was his coin, and I lay out the reasoning why. John Danruther and Craig Shawley completely independently came to the same conclusion. I'll get back to that in a second. But he died in 1912, and his daughters lived into one died in 1935, one died in 1960.
That's right in that time frame.
There you go.
Seems plausible.
And the one that died in 1960 was the elder daughter. She probably would have inherited valuable things like an $1804. She lived at 72nd Park in New York City. 72nd and Park is, I can tell you, about a 15-minute walk from Stax's office.
Pretty nice neighborhood too.
It's she didn't need the money. Let's put it that way. Probably didn't need the money. So yeah, I think it was in family hands. From the time it was first made in 1858, and then it left the mint in the 1870s. I think it was in the with him until his death in 1912, and then with a descendant, and then sat in the James A. Stack collection for the last 75 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it's one of the things that Matt and I say. Everything is somewhere, and you really have no idea where this stuff is because it's in the nooks and crannies of America. It's not all in the big cities. It's not all in the rich places.
That's exactly right.
Some of it's in small coal mining towns. You just never know where you're going to find it.
That's right. And also, many times descendants will have grandpa's coin collection and know, grandpa was a big coin collector, but maybe they don't know how big.
Right.
They look and say, oh, he paid $20 for this thing. No big deal. What they don't realize is something sold for $20.
$50 right now.
Yeah, if it sold for $20 in 1946, it could be 20,000 or 200,000 now.
Depending on what it is.
And sometimes they don't go digging in the closet until they need the money or until, grandma needs to go in a home or something like that. And we see stuff come out of the woodwork all the time. I once handled a collection that was formed in the 1850s and had been sitting in a family closet ever since.
Wow.
1850s. So, we look at stuff and say, oh, where's it been for 50 years? There are families that have had things for 200 years. That they've never gotten around to investigate.
I actually had that same experience. We had a collection come in a backpack that had been in a closet since the 40s. Every coin in there was in either a Chapman envelope or a BMX Mel envelope. It's like this stuff had never seen the light of day.
They're out there.
Yeah.
They're out there. And think about the things that, maybe people in our family have collected. The age of my dad's Avon cologne bottles, right, is now 70 years old.
Yep.
Now, some coins acquired 70 years ago might be super valuable. Now, Avon bottles obviously are trash, but the point remains that generations are kind of short and our history is short, that even something from the mint from the 1870s, it's not that long ago.
No, it really isn't. When you think about it, it's really not.
Two and a half generations, maybe?
I had two granddads born in 1889. Yeah. I'm not that old.
And then you have the longevity one, which was the two grandsons of Zachary. Was it Zachary Taylor?
John Tyler.
John Tyler.
Yeah.
John Tyler had the two grandsons that were living up until just
Yeah, Harrison
last
Tyler
year.
passed away last year.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
And that was
Yep.
amazing.
Yep. Yeah,
So-
my daddy didn't serve in the Confederate Congress, unlike his, but yeah, no, that's very,
And
very
didn't
true.
have a kid at 70.
No, he did not.
No.
No, not at all. So yeah.
So what else do you have besides the $1804? You know,
So,
it's-
so that'll be in December, alongside of a newly discovered $1794, a mint state $1795 that was last in a BMAX Mel sale. When I got it, it was still in the BMAX Mel flip. There is a proof 1854 $20 gold piece, which is the earliest dated proof $20 gold piece in private hands.
Okay.
A whole run of other proof 20s are in the sale, some other nice things. Now we have a sale on Monday. That is the sale that we sort of do in association with the Whitman show. And that's got a mint state $1794 in it. The main consignment I worked on was Dick August's Colonial Coppers. So an extensive collection of New Jersey, Vermont, and Massachusetts state coppers by die variety, including a New Jersey that he discovered that remains unique. Only one known that will probably bring a six-figure kind of price.
Wow.
you would imagine so. If
I
it's unique.
I would think so.
Yeah.
I would think so.
Wow.
So there's wonderful colonials, wonderful federal things in there. Lots of medals. There's a collection of Washington medals in there that was selected with a real quality connoisseurship kind of approach. That was built by John Pack, one of my colleagues at Stax Bowers. He's been working on it for 25 years or more. A lot of those things came from me, which is fun to see.
Old friend.
Old friends. Yeah. I mean, and the thing is, we had this relationship, so he always got first shot at my best Washington stuff. And I think the sort of moral there is, if you have a specialty, make friends with the dealer that handles that stuff. And I mean,
Yes.
I'm not just talking to be associates, like actually get to know people.
Mhm.
It's a relationship business. And if you have that relationship, you're going to get first shot at the good stuff.
All right. That's
You know,
exactly right.
especially if your checks are good.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, that usually
first
helps.
and
That
foremost.
helps. That helps a lot.
That helps a lot.
Yep. And I've got a consignment in there too. Some of my Maryland colonial paper money will be sold on Monday. So
Awesome.
Now, is it from the John Kraljevich collection?
from my collection, I used to live in Annapolis, Maryland.
Okay.
And when I lived there, I would walk past the building where it was printed on my way to go get coffee, and then walk past the Treasury building where it was signed on the way home. All in the small neighborhood there in the colonial heart of
pretty
Annapolis.
cool.
So that inspired me to start collecting, and I moved out of Annapolis 20 years ago. You know what happens. You build a collection, you kind of
Sure.
lose interest, it sits around, and now it's time for somebody else to have a shot at them. So there's some wonderful things in there that I bought from the Ford sales 20 years ago, really kind of important items. But there's also stuff in there that is things I found at coin shows along the way that are worth a few $100. So something for everybody.
Colonial
like
paper money. One of my favorite things on them is to counterfeit is death.
Yeah, they weren't screwing around.
They
man.
were not messing around with
No.
that.
No, not at all. Subtlety was not their strong suit.
No, and I like that.
Yeah, as do
Spell
I.
it out. Yeah.
So yeah, exactly right. So actually, last night here, this November Whitman show, it's also the Colonial Coin Collectors Club convention, the C4 convention, which is the specialty group that handles colonial coins, collects early American material. And I got to do a lecture last night on Maryland paper, and
Okay.
yak until the wee hours about one of my favorite topics. So
That's what we coin nerds do.
it is,
Riveting.
it is, and based upon the crowd, we also drink.
Yes.
Ooh,
It
yeah,
was-
yeah.
Lecture started at 9. I don't blame them.
That's a given.
So we had fun. We had a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last night I went to the PNG Next Gen dinner,
Yes.
which very, very interesting, very, very encouraging part of our network. And how is that? How many young guys are you guys seeing come into Stacks?
There's a
The
lot.
door is. I feel like both at Stacks and Heritage, the door is kind of cracked right now. And the
Yeah.
right young guys, if they want to work hard and they want to learn, I think they can do well.
Absolutely.
And
yeah.
I was just wondering if you guys were seeing the same thing that we saw.
100%. Yeah. So Stax Bowers, for the last couple of years, we've had this summer program that we call the PNP program, the Professional Numismatist program, where we invite young people, primarily college age or a little bit after, but maybe a little younger, a little older, folks who want to be professionals,
Sure.
folks who want to work in this business, whether they be as, numismatic experts or some other part of the business. Maybe they're interested in photography or marketing or something else, or working at a coin shop. And we can bring these young people in, kind of tell them how we do business, tell them what we think is important in terms of integrity and professionalism and this sort of thing, and train them up. And some of those folks have ended up working for the company once they've, finished school or whatever.
And then the exposure that they get to the stuff that, you don't get exposure to this kind of stuff in many places.
No, that's very true. And
Yeah,
I
so-
mean, when I became an auction cataloger at 22 years old, way before I ever went into business on my own, one important piece of advice that I got was make your mistakes on somebody else's nickel. In other words, work for somebody else,
advice.
Learn what you can while somebody else is in charge, be humble, have, 2 ears and 1 mouth, listen. And then maybe if we want to go on your own, you can do that. But I think it's important to get exposure not only to the breadth of the world of numismatics, but also a company that's been there and been doing it and all that stuff. But in terms of the crop of young people, I mean, I'm 47 years old, and there's people in this room that still call me kiddo. This is not a young person's business, generally. I have never seen more savvy, expert, professional young dealers in particular, more professionals than collectors, but young people who are here working, hustling, doing it the right way than I've ever seen in 30 years in this business. We've got a crop today of people that know what they're doing. They usually came from social media and kind of started in the digital space that are now here buying and selling coins, making real money and earning respect.
They are people that have taken technology, used it to their advantage, and created a business.
That's right. And they're going to be around for a long time. I mean, these are the guys that are going to buy my collection someday or catalog my collections for auction. And,
I think that's where everything's going. I mean, that's the next generation. We're going to be the dinosaurs at some point,
at some point.
I think we're
have a mirror in your house.
Mike.
I mean, we're here. We're here,
Your middle name is Oil at this point.
Okay.
It's pretty much.
Yeah. So, I mean, dealing in cases and stuff like that, we just got through talking to Shannon, and I'm not going to butcher his last name anymore. Well, we just got done talking to Shannon from Paradigm Coins, and he is completely online. He has built a business out of nothing but, technology and getting on there. So I think that it's really just how we use it, how we innovate it, and how we try to corral it, because there's got to be that element to it too.
Right.
It can get out of hand.
It's the good, the bad, and the ugly right now with technology.
No, that's right. And the thing that's sort of missing in online numismatic platforms is that connection, the building of relationships, the ability to look somebody in the eye and deal with them across a board table from each other. Our best friends are people we met in these rooms.
Yeah,
they're the people we have the most in common with, right? And sometimes you miss that behind a computer, which is why I think coin shows never died. Because at some point, if you're spending a lot of money and a lot of time on a hobby, you want to be in the same room with the people who enjoy it as much as you do. Yeah. There's a community.
And be able to have a conversation with them.
Yeah.
You walk in the room and you say, "My people."
No, I mean, this is our tribe. It genuinely is. You don't have to walk in here and feel bashful or weird about being a coin dork.
It's funny because John Feigenbaum refers to us as a family.
We are.
A weird little family.
Yeah.
Is what he said, I think.
Yeah. No, I mean, we are, for sure.
That's why I think it's fun to have stuff like what we're doing here, because we get to reach out. We get to take a little bit of snippet of this dork extravaganza and send it out to the dorks that can't get here.
And bring it to them, and hopefully it will encourage them to come and to enjoy some more.
Come join the family. Come be a part of the tribe.
Exactly.
You're just the dork we need.
Yeah.
Well, anything else you want to talk about while we're here?
I'm always glad for the opportunity to be here. I mean, I think this show, from what I understand, it's the biggest Whitman show since before COVID. So coin shows are back, baby, which is great. It's been good and busy. Baltimore is always a joy to be in. I love the city. I love being here. I love the people here. Always had a good experience in this city. So
the convention center here is great. The amenities are great.
Totally.
We have internet that I doubt we'll have anyplace else.
It works.
It works really well.
This is a great eating town. I always get good meals while I'm here.
Yeah.
And
OD on seafood.
Oh, definitely overdose some seafood for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And January Fun will be my next show. And for those of y'all watching, if you're at Fun, come find me. Happy to sit and have a conversation, play show and tell, and I hope people will come and join us in the flesh in the future.
That's the best. Well, thank you, John, so much.
All right.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, really.
having me.
We appreciate it. Anytime you come on, we love having you. We appreciate it. I want to have you come back.
I'll be back.
All right.
Appreciate it, man.
John Kraljevich.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you all. Thanks, y'all.
Stacks, go find him at Stacks. You guys, like I said, he's always at the table, Stacks table. If you come to a show, almost always you can find him there. Come say hi, and he'll be. You know what? One last thing. He is very willing to nerd out with you when it comes to looking at some of the most beautiful coins in the world, like the $1804 that we were talking about. It's just a lot of fun, and I really appreciate it. So